I have been using this device for about 5 years now. Actually, I got it in 2013 second-hand from Hamra Bazaar, which is an online website here in Nepal. After receiving the phone, I found out that the original display was replaced and I was not able to alter the brightness. So eventually, after a little research, I found out about an app that allowed me to change the brightness. Though the brightness change does not involve the actual hardware, it mimics the brightness alteration, at least for the ease of the eyes indoors. I have a dedicated video about the app. I'll leave a card above to check that out. Back in 2012, when this phone was released, this device won many hearts for being one of the most powerful Android devices ever manufactured. But how does this device fare in 2018? Let's find out. It has a Super AMOLED touchscreen and was one of the earlier versions of Samsung smartphone AMOLED panels with a 720p resolution, giving it a pixel density of 306 pixels per inch. It runs on Android Jelly Bean 4.3 with a heavy touch with skin on it, which helps this device to be even more sluggish, which Samsung obviously forgot to provide updates for and is stuck on that. This particular device that I'm holding has a 1GB of RAM and 16GB of internal storage. This is an international version and so it is powered by Exynos 4412 chipset with a quad-core Cortex A9 chip clocked at 1.4 GHz. This might sound very poor now, but it was a beast of a phone in 2012. It is quite manageable to run casual apps like Facebook, Instagram, Messenger with slightly higher loading times, but it lags most of the times. Most of the times it cannot even load demanding games and even apps like Snapchat and Real Racing. The RAM management is very poor, and with even a few minutes of uses, this phone heats up a lot, but I think it has to do with this particular device only. The AnTuTu benchmark score obviously is very low as opposed to the latest smartphones of 2018 and even a couple of years earlier. The Samsung Galaxy S3 has a 2100 mAh battery, which was not great from the beginning. A good thing is that the battery is removable and you can replace it with a spare battery. Obviously, I had to replace it a couple of times during these 5 years of my usage, and after a couple of months of the replacement of the battery, it used to be unusable. It didn't even last a few hours. Talking about the camera on this device, it has a 8MP f2.6 rear camera capable of taking 1080p videos and a 1.9MP front-facing camera capable of shooting 720p videos. The camera was also praised a lot when it was released in 2012 and had also won many camera awards. The photos and videos shot on this phone are decent, but nothing compared to something like Samsung Galaxy S9 or Pixel 2. I have been using this device in an on and off basis for about half a decade and has been one of my most used devices. But I think this device has showed its age, not now but a very long ago, and it can't even compete with forget mid-range devices, but even with entry-level smartphones of 2018. So I think it's time to give this device on shelf and move on with new bleeding edge technologies, not just for the sake of moving on, but for experimenting new technologies as a part of life.